Okay, please listen carefully. In IELTS speaking part 1, examiner is going to start a friendly talk with you. Okay, part 1 is never difficult. It's not difficult at all. The first question which they ask you is, do you work or study? Right? And whatever you answer or whatever you choose to answer, the rest of the questions depend on your answer. Very important thing. They say, do you work or study? I work, but actually you are a student. And then they start talking to you about your professional life, your work experience, your career, and you don't know how to answer. Okay, so do you work or study? Now one thing is you work, second is you study, third is you are a homemaker, if ladies especially. If you're not doing any job, you can say I'm a homemaker, I'm a stay-at-home lady and I don't do any work, I have already completed my studies and all that. Now listen, do not give long answer to this question. Do you work or study? Oh yes, I would like to tell you, first of all, I used to work in the past, but because of COVID situation, my job went away and now I'm not doing anything. Then I decided to study. So at the moment I'm right. They ask you, what's your name? Different people have different name. Some people are called Tariq, some are called Munir. My name is Asad. Not like that. Okay, so don't take any question initially as an opportunity that I should start, and then you think every answer will give you 8 band or 9 band. Not at all. So if they ask you what's your name, simply tell them your name. Do you work or study? Examiner just wants to know the categories of questions because they have the booklets, so they want to see, okay, you study, I will ask you questions which are not related to the job, right? If you are doing a job, then I will not ask any irrelevant question. Otherwise, you are a stay-at-home lady and they say, what job are you doing? I'm not doing any job. So in order to avoid that situation, examiners just judge you and then they ask you questions which are appropriate for you. Okay, so answer this first question very, very carefully, right? When I took my first IELTS test, I told them I'm a student, and then I handled every question well, and they gave me 8 band. Yeah, exactly. So let's take a start. Now after that, the second thing is how to answer. In part 1, do not give long answer. Do not elaborate your answer first. As a habit, you know what we do? First we elaborate and then we come to the point. You need to start your answer from the question and then elaborate a little and one sentence conclusion. Like you can answer in 3 parts. Part 1, answer the question directly. Part 2, elaborate your answer in 2 to 3 sentences. And part 3, conclude your answer. Concluding your answer means, for example, what do you do in your free time? In my free time, I mostly use internet because there are some websites which are quite educational. So I often go to these websites and I attend different lectures. So whenever I am free, I often log on to these websites and I do some learning from there. That's it. One sentence conclusion. And one more thing. One of my students who got 9 band in speaking, I'm going to interview him again, so I'll just see if he can come, then he will come to your class and you can see his speaking as well. He was using this sentence to answer your question, right? For example, what do you do in your free time? Well, most of the time I am not free. I am always doing something and I try to keep myself busy, but to answer your question, in my free time I watch movies. And then you go on like that. Okay, so I mean, not with every question. And never comment the question. That's a very good question. This is very interesting question. I'm happy that you asked me this question. Never comment the question. Never do anything like that. Okay, so now we take a start. I'm going to ask you some questions and you have to reply. The first few questions are about laughter or laugh. So, do you like to watch movies or TV shows that make people laugh?
Yes, I like to watch movies or TV shows that make people laugh because it is so relaxing. Whenever I feel anxiety or whenever I'm tired, I usually watch these kind of TV shows or movies. So yes, I like.
Okay, this is very good. Do you usually make your friends laugh?
Yes, I like to make my friends laugh because it's a state of comfort. Whenever you laugh together, there is a comfortable state, or there is no state of any formality. So yes, I like to make my friends comfortable, so I make them laugh with
Okay,
me.
I often make them laugh. Just try to use some connecting words. So, for example, I try to make my friends comfortable, and in order to do this, I always try to make them laugh. In order to do this, we'll join your ideas. Are you the kind of person who makes people laugh? Means, are you a funny person like that?
As I have told you before that I usually make my friends laugh, so I'm not that kind of a serious person. So yes, I love to make my friends laugh, as I think so a person who makes you laugh is unforgettable in your life. So yes, I make my friends, and I am that kind of person who make people laugh.
I'm that kind of person who makes people laugh. All right, that's good. Do you think it is important to laugh with friends?
Yes, I think it's very important to laugh with friends because it makes you more comfortable, or it makes your bond stronger. So it's very important to laugh with your friends, or to spend times while laughing or while.
Yeah, so at the end you are giving conclusion, this is very good thing, right? Keep it up like this. Okay, now let's go on. I'm going to ask you some questions about scenery. Yeah, so let's take a start. Okay, is there good scenery in your hometown?
Well, I belong to the city Sialkot, and it's also known as the city of Iqbal. Although there are a lot of beautiful places there, but the view that I like the most is from a park that is named as Fatima Jinnah Park. It's a hill inside that park, and there is a beautiful garden with a lot of flowers and trees there. So that's a good scenery I like.
Alright, so you can do one thing, just give reference of this park as one of the things, and then you can talk about some other like geographical locations which are good for scenery. Alright, when you travel, do you like to live in hotels with good scenic views?
Usually I avoid traveling, but when I do travel, then obviously I prefer living in a room that has good external views, and I like seeing such views.
Okay, so you should add at least 1 to 2 more sentences and try to join your ideas together. Do you like to take pictures of good scenic views with your smartphone?
Yes, obviously I actually love taking and capturing such moments, such views in my mobile phone because I am a nature loving kind of person. So yes, I love taking the pictures of beautiful views.
Okay, that's right. Is there good scenery in cities or in the countryside?
In my opinion, currently I guess due to the rapid development of cities, such kind of good sceneries are not as much common as they were in before. So, but still there are some cities who contain some beautiful sceneries. Which contain?
So you can give the reference of countryside also. Countryside means village areas. Okay. You can say something. I mean, it's just a comparative thing. You can compare village and city and all that. Okay. Overall, your answers are good, both of you. Just focus. Answer should not be too short. And if your answer will be short, examiner will say why. If examiner says why, it is the indicator that your answer is too short. So then you can add a couple of things. Maintain good eye contact with the examiner. Usually they ask the question and they do it like this. Then they ask next question and then they do it. And sometimes if they're in a hurry, say okay thanks, okay thanks. One of my students from Indian Punjab complained. Every time I started my answer, examiner said okay thanks, right? So if they say okay thanks, means you're giving long answer. If they say why, it means you're giving short answer. So look into the eyes of examiner, you'll be very well coordinated. And if you look here and there, then you don't know. Otherwise the eyes of like if examiner is closing the eyes like this, means examiner is going to sleep? No. Examiner is saying that you should finish your answer. So follow the body language, because they have the fixed what do you say fixed dialogues or the questions, so they cannot say anything more than that, but they will use their body language. So just follow their body language and it's going to be fine, right? Okay, thank you.